My name is Ari. I love to talk about all things entrepreneurship, small business, and I feel like by this point my motto is I'm a mama by day, small business owner by nap time. I'm kind of rolling with it. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you've been here before, you've seen that I've been going to a lot of different markets, craft fairs, pop-ups, whatever you want to call it. And this upcoming Sunday, I have a first. So this Sunday, it'll be my very first Christmas craft fair, holiday themed. And I'm so very excited. I love Christmas. I love winter. It's just, it just feels like this sound. Just so whimsical and I love it. I love things all Christmas. So I'm super excited about this market. A little bit about the market that I'll be attending is it's a really big market. Like I knew about this market before I was even a business owner. And it was something that I aspired to be accepted in, and I didn't even have a business at the time. So I'm so proud of myself for finally getting here and being in a space that I used to basically dream about. There will be 75 vendors at this craft fair, which is has pros and cons to there being a lot of vendors. So first pro is it's gonna be a huge market. There's estimated to be a lot of people that come to attend, like in our city. The only downside is I'll be one of 75. So that means my products really have to stand out so I can ultimately get sales. I feel like my products will stand out. I haven't seen anyone who really makes things like I do, from my claw clips to my earrings. Like everything is specific to me and my brand, and how I represent my brand as a vendor is really important. So I'm excited to see how I do at this market, because I really don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know what's gonna sell well, what's not gonna sell well. I'm trying my best not to be nervous about anything, because I know that it will be successful. Like I have a really good feeling that it will be successful. So I'm excited to take you along with me so you can see all the other vendors that are there and just the behind the scenes of everything. Oh, I almost forgot. So a huge thing is how do I say this? I cut corners a little bit, and I said that I was okay with sharing a booth stall. And I don't know what that looks like, but I know that my stall is gonna be 4x8, 8x4, whatever. So I'm gonna have enough room for my table. So I have a 4-foot table, and then I have a 3-foot table. So I'm gonna kind of like catty corner them in a way to make it kind of like an L, but since the tables are smaller, it's not gonna be like a drastic L. So I am looking forward to see how that works out. Also, my booth mate does henna, and I wasn't able to find her or him on Instagram, so I'm not sure how big of a space they're gonna take up. Either way, I know that it's gonna be fine, and if I don't have enough space, trust that I'm gonna vouch for myself, or I'm gonna make it work. It's gonna be fine. Before the pop-up, I need to prep some things, and it's just basically my regular stuff. I need to just restock on my best sellers, and I also need to do some behind the scenes as far as just like admin. And I also got a couple items that just came in, and I want to show you all what I got. Okay, so I got this earring stand, and it has like 2 little pegs too. So it just like props up and sits up. You've seen them before. Anyways, I'm thinking about just painting this pink. And eventually I might paint little flowers on it, but I'm not too sure yet. So I definitely want to paint this pink, and hopefully I'll be able to show y'all what it looks like either at the pop-up or before. So we'll see. And also, I got some more business cards, and I know you seeing Canva, and if you've been here before, you know what issue I ran into before. For whatever reason, this time they didn't have the pickup option, but it was still faster than what Vistaprint would have been. I'm lying. I honestly didn't look to see if Vistaprint would have been faster. It was just, I designed my business cards in Canva, so it was easier for me to just go ahead and order them through Canva. Yes. Anyways, let's do an unboxing to see what these business cards are looking like. Oh, this is so cute. This is better than like the last, what? Show out there in Canva. And look, they have it like right here. Pop. Oh, certificate of appreciation presented to, oh, they didn't write my name. So they plant trees whenever you order things from Canva. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Business cards loading. So before I open these up, I do want to say the other business cards that I got from them, flimsy. They were so flimsy, and it's partly my fault. It's mostly my fault. It is my fault. Like, I take full blame, but I got the thinnest paper because I am on a budget. So yeah, this is what I got the last time, and I ran out. Basically, I only have maybe 10 left, so I had to order some more crunch time. So let's see what these look like. I hope they're better, because I chose just like a better paper option. So let's see. Yes, yep, they are better. I can tell already. See, they're not flimsy like the other ones, and I just like the overall design better. Like, oh yeah, this feels like a business card. Yes. My baby girl is out there being so active. I can see her on my monitor right here, but Miss Rachel is doing her job for the 10 minutes that it takes for me to film this video. These business cards are perfect. I love them, and honestly, I might stick with Canva. You know, they do get here pretty fast, and I really like that what their mission is. And it has on the back of this, it says, we're on a mission to reduce, reuse, and recycle. And they plant a tree with my order, so I really like that. So other things that I need to do before this craft fair is I need to, let me look at my list. I need to do product photography for a drop that I'll be doing on the same day as my pop-up. Was that the smartest thing that I ever done? No. Why did I decide to do a drop on the same day as my pop-up? Oh, if I could just tell myself something in the past. Don't do that. Why did I do that? Anyways, let me show y'all what these earrings are looking like for this drop. They're all hypoallergenic. So if you have a nickel allergy, you can wear these without any irritation. So I'm super excited about being able to just offer those now at my shop. So yeah, I need to do product photography for all of those earrings, and I also need to post about my drop and my pop-up that's on Sunday. Today is Friday, and I have to work at the flower shop that I work at tomorrow from 10 to 2. So that's a nice bulk of my day, and then I need to work on like all things my business and just get going. Another huge thing that I want to do before or whenever I'm at the craft fair is just set up before my booth mate sets up. Like, I want to be there early so I can just kind of have a feel for where my table space, how much space I will need, how much space I will take up. And then I also want to just like walk around the venue. Okay, Nora's in the back, but let me just tell y'all what I was thinking. So I really want to get there before my booth mate is there so I can set up, and I can also show y'all like what the actual venue is looking like, what the vendors have displayed, and just like a general feel of what a craft fair or a holiday market, whatever it looks like behind the scenes as a vendor and as a customer. So let's go, let's get into it. Hey y'all, I just wanted to pop in to say that it's pop-up day and I'm here. We ran into some issues at first with like the booth mate. She beat me here and she's like set up and everything. But long story short, that worked out in my favor because I got like a full booth now, which is a blessing because like I didn't pay for that. So I'm excited to show y'all what it looks like and I need to hurry up and get set up. Let's go. Things have slowed down quite a bit. I hope you can hear me, but they've slowed down because we only have 30 minutes left and it has been a great day. Definitely worth it so far. I need to sit down and review all of my numbers, but as far as just interactions and just sales that I can see on paper right now, it was well worth it. So yeah. It is Tuesday, so that means it's recap day. I've had the pop-up already and it's been a few days since the pop-up. So the pop-up was on Sunday, the 3rd of December, and today is the, what's today's date? Today is the 5th. So I've had a couple days to just rest and reflect on how the day went. So let's get into this reflection. Okay, so first things first, the pop-up fee was $50 for a half booth and I think $95 for a full booth. Going into it, I had full intentions on getting a half booth, or, you know, being placed in my half booth that I reserved. But like I said, I wanted to beat my booth mate there just because I didn't really know what the whole like booth mate situation would be. So long story short, I got to the venue and my booth mate was already there and set up, and I got there an hour early. So that was surprising for me, but nonetheless, it worked out. Kind of. Anyway, so I got direction on where my space, my stall was, and I walked around like with my wagon, and I could not see my booth number anywhere. So I went back to the coordinator and I was like, I can't find like my stall. And she walked with me, and long story short, my booth mate, she set up to where she was having a full booth as opposed to setting up like in a half booth type of way. Granted, the booth space wasn't really labeled to where even if I got there first, I wouldn't have known how to set up to make it like a half booth. It didn't seem like it was I think they said a 10 by 10 space. It didn't seem like it was that much. I don't think it was at all, because all those people on like that front line with like a full booth only had about like one table, and some had two tables, but it was like those people were more at like an angle, so they had room to like cut off. Anyway, so when I saw that, I felt bad because the coordinator was getting my booth mate to like move her stuff, but all of her stuff was already set up. And honestly, like that's not her fault that, you know, like the booth space wasn't really designed, or it didn't really designate a way to show you how to set up for a half booth. So I like stopped them. I was like, I'm open to like being moved somewhere else. And I just kind of like left it at that, because I didn't want to force myself into a position that I didn't need to be in like a crowded space. So I just kind of sat tight for a little bit, because I did at first, I was like, I can just be over here. And then the place that I was like about to be at, someone else, it was already reserved for someone else. So I just sat tight and I was like, okay, it's gonna work out. But time was going. Time was moving so fast, and I was losing out on time to set up my booth. And I like to give myself about like an hour to set up my space. So I got there an hour beforehand, and with all these issues, that knocked off like 20 minutes of my time. So I sat tight for a little bit, and I just took a couple deep breaths and just maintained my composure, prayed a little bit. And the coordinator like called me over, and I was like, okay. And I chugged along with my wagon, and they moved their information table over and let me be in like a corner right next to the information desk and like the bar. So I was in like the optimal position, in my opinion. Like my space was great. Like it was, in my opinion, it might have been like the best place for a booth to be, like a vendor to be, like period. Because I was in like a high traffic area, from the hallway, from the outside to the inside to the hallway, people who were being vendors there. And I was right in between like the help table and the bar, and the restroom wasn't far behind, but the restroom was very nice. So it wasn't something that you didn't want to be by. It was almost something that you wanted to be by, like that whole area, because it was like heavy traffic. So when I saw I was right there, even if, because they said it was like, oh, you can just set up in this little corner. That little corner, that was a corner. You know, I have my own space, as opposed to like bumping elbows with like booth mates or anyone who was next to me. Like it was a crowded space because there was so many vendors. I think it was upward to 80 vendors there, and it was just tight. So that little corner was perfect. It was ideal. Like you saw in the video of me just showing you like my booth space, that was all me. Like I had that whole entire area. So it was amazing. It was a huge blessing getting that. And I'm glad that my booth mate got the space that she needed. And I'm glad that I was able to chime in before she had to move, because it wasn't worth it. Like I was flexible, I was willing to move. I didn't want to cause anyone like any problems, any trouble. Like we got this, let's just make do. And we made do, and it actually worked out perfectly on my end, thank God. The social interactions for the day were phenomenal. I feel like I haven't had anything bad excuse me, I haven't had any bad experiences with any type of customers, beyond like some little comments, but I feel like people have comments that aren't meant to be taken, you know, like to heart. Anyways, everyone was great, from the customers to some of the vendors that I made friends with. It was crazy. It was an amazing experience. I walked around as a customer maybe once or twice, and there were some vendors that were very reserved and just on their phones. And it just allowed me to relate more to the customer, with just like the fact that some vendors don't seem welcoming. So I will say, like, if you're watching this for motivation or inspiration, I will say try your best not to be on your phone. Try to greet customers when they come into your booth, and try to remember that people are not obligated to buy anything from you at all. Like, they don't owe you anything, and you represent your brand. So how you interact with your customers, you don't know who they are. You don't know if they're a vendor. You don't know. It doesn't matter who they are. Treat people how you would want to be treated whenever you walk somewhere. Like, you want to be greeted, you want to be acknowledged. So do the same to your customers. I was not as disciplined as I typically am whenever I go or whenever I work pop-ups. I bought quite a bit. I have a list of the things that I bought here, so I'm just gonna go down the list. And I'll mention all the small businesses in my description. So I had cider, spiked apple cider from the venue, and it was good. I don't think I've ever had apple cider. So it was really good, and I got 2 of those, and they're $4. I got 1 corn dog, it was $7, and it was Korean style. Amazing. I got a sticker from this girl that I had just started following on social media, or she had followed me the night before, and I met her, and I loved her works, but it's so cute. I love it. And I think the sticker says "Bloom through the gloom." So cute. And I also got cookies from Fro Bandy's cookies. I think that's how you say it. But those are debatably the best cookies I've ever tasted. They're so good, and the owner is super nice. I really like her. And we did a trade. So she got a bookmark, my best-selling strawberry bookmark, and she traded me like some of her cookies. Probably the best trade that I've ever done. It was so worth it. Her cookies are phenomenal. So if you are local, go support her. I feel like this pop-up was definitely worth it 100% for me and my business. I personally feel like I have giftable items that can be gifted to a variety of different people who like different styles, because I don't limit myself to one specific thing that I create. So if you're debating on doing a holiday market, I would just sit down and ask yourself if you truly have giftable items. I hope you love this video, and it served as kind of like an immersive experience to see what a holiday pop-up would be like. If you like this video, please go ahead and like it. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe too. Leave a comment with what you would like to see more of, and I'll see you next time. Bye.